As you know, it's Super Bowl weekend, and while a lot of people are looking forward to the game, most people, or some people, tune in specifically for the concert that is the halftime show. Rihanna's performing this weekend. What can you tell us?
I mean, it's going to be such an exciting show. I think on one hand we have Rihanna who has taken time away from her music career to focus on her businesses for the last like almost 6 years now. So this is really the first time we're going to be seeing her live, kind of experiencing her as a musician again, because for the last 5 years now, we've been seeing her as a billionaire, businesswoman, a makeup mogul, in her lingerie shows. So it's really exciting for people who are fans of her music. She said, as far as what to expect, it's going to be a really exciting show. She said she's trying to cram 17 years of music into 13 minutes. It's going to be jam packed. It's going to be very meticulously, I'm sure, choreographed. I mean, she has her hand on it. She said there were 39 different versions of the set list. So it's going to come down to the final moments. To see what she comes up with on Sunday. And I am one of those people who is watching just for her. So I'm very excited.
I'm from Philadelphia originally, so I am watching for the Eagles, but also
Okay.
too, I am a huge Rihanna fan. Her music has really catapulted for over 15 years. So I'm excited to see everything in her catalog. But you mentioned that she did step away. She hasn't released a single aside from one for Black Panther since 2017. So can you dive more deeply into the businesses and projects she's been working on in that time?
Sure. So in 2017, she started her beauty line, Fenty Beauty, which has exploded. It's considered one of the most inclusive brands on the planet. I think it really kind of started. She right off the bat, she didn't have to adjust her shades to have darker tones. She automatically had them off the bat. A lot of companies, both makeup companies, followed suit, and also she kind of started celebrity makeup lines that are actually good. And, we've seen Ariana's Rem Beauty. We've seen Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty after that, Lady Gaga's House Beauty. All these brands have come after her and really kind of, I think, modeled their format after her. And she's killing the game. I mean, she became a billionaire from that, as well as her lingerie line, Savage by Fenty, which she's also deeply involved with. That also extremely size inclusive, gender inclusive. It's and Rihanna said yesterday at a press conference, she's so deeply involved in everything she does. She likes to see the copy on the website. She likes to name the lipsticks. So for her, you can one person, even Rihanna, can only do so much. So she has kind of had to put music on the back burner. I'm not sure if that was her plan. Either way, these brands have become huge, huge things. I mean, Rihanna is a celebrity. She's a celebrity's celebrity. Other celebrities look up to her. And as you can see, even in the lingerie shapewear market, so many celebrities, Kim Kardashian, Lizzo, have modeled their own brands, I would say, after her, or at least have similar style brands. And it takes hard work. She's one of the few entertainment billionaires. So for her to be, being as successful as she is with those brands, it's just a huge accomplishment for her to have that billionaire title, and a real statement of how much work it takes, an effort on her part, which is it explains her absence. It really does. So, you can't have all three. You just can't. And she welcomed a child in the spring. So her plate is very full.
Obviously, Fenty has changed the game. As you mentioned, she is a billionaire. So, how much do these projects make up of her net worth?
Really, really a majority of it. I mean, it's very, very difficult to become. We have very few entertainer musicians. We have Jay-Z, who is, interestingly enough, he signed Rihanna to her first record deal back in 2005. And now they're both very few music billionaires that exist out there. So the majority of her net worth is going to come from those businesses. Obviously, she has her back catalog, her music, but like we said, she hasn't done a tour since 2016, hasn't put in an album since then. So that real big push you saw and that momentum all came really from her businesses.
How do you think she was able to make this transition from musician to entrepreneur to businesswoman to billionaire so seamlessly?
I think it really is her work ethic. Like I said previously, she is someone who really gets involved diligently in everything she does. She's a really a case study in that you can't just slap your name on something and, be in the advertisements and say, yeah, I have a beauty line. You can tell this is authentically her from, the lines, the names. It really speaks to who Rihanna is. And I think that's why it's been so successful because it is so original to her. And so, because she had that presence already, I feel like she was able to transfer that brand, that momentum seamlessly. She did her music like that. She's running her businesses like that. And now that she's coming back, hopefully, at least Sunday to music, she's going to run this show like that as well.
That's good to hear. And her music is taking center stage, obviously, this weekend. But she turned down the opportunity back in 2019 to stand in support with Colin Kaepernick. So why is she coming on now in 2023 to perform at the halftime show?
Sure. Well, I think that, the NFL really has gone through a lot of changes since then. Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z's entertainment company, has come on board as their to kind of run the halftime shows and other performances and music related things. And part of that is working with the NFL to make sure they're properly highlighting all the different initiatives. The NFL has also started to, amplify issues surrounding police brutality, surrounding systemic racism. The NFL has really realized they can't block players from speaking about something that affects them so personally. So the overall environment of the NFL has become more open to that, whereas obviously Colin Kaepernick had a very different experience when he spoke out about those issues. So, I think she's seen that they've made the changes where she's not going to be a sellout. She's not, not, having taking a paycheck or not taking a paycheck because she's not getting paid, but she's not just going back on her values. She's doing it in a way that she knows she's giving a huge audience to a group that not deserves it, but isn't actively going against something that she believes in.
Let's talk about that aspect of not getting paid. When I read your piece, I really was shocked that she isn't getting a paycheck for this. This is one of the biggest stages in the world, the Super Bowl halftime show. So can you break down why she's not getting paid?
Sure. So it's not just Rihanna. This is typically what happens for Super Bowl halftime performers, no matter how big the star is. They do not receive a special paycheck for the NFL. The NFL and the sponsor previously was Pepsi. Now it's Apple Music this year. They will split the costs for the production of the performance. Sometimes different stars in previous years, both The Weeknd and Dr. Dre have put in their own money to create, the level of spectacle they really want. But there's so much benefit that comes from being on that stage. It doesn't it can't be quantified, I guess, in a paycheck because, basically every single person who has done this previously, their streams, their sales of their music catalog automatically increase. You're also going to see increases in the interest in them as well. So for Rihanna, that both of her businesses, Fenty Beauty, Savage by Fenty, they're selling game day limited lines of, football themed things. They're going to benefit just from the interest of Rihanna. They're also, this would also be a great opportunity for her to announce new music, to announce a tour, or to launch whatever she might be launching, or just to, enjoy the excitement of having it's also just an honor professionally to know you've reached that level of the whole country is watching this and I'm the star they're going to see. To have that kind of unity around someone, it takes very few stars can have that for them, and not be polarizing or just with everyone welcoming them. So I think there's a million reasons you can do it besides the check.
You've definitely reached a level of superstardom when you are performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. That is for sure. But is there any indication or any hints that she's dropping new music? What can we expect specifically from her performance on Sunday? I know people, fans, me, have been waiting with bated breath for years. Is this more of a celebration of her catalog or maybe a glimpse into the future of what we can see from the musician side of Rihanna?
Based on what she said so far, she's really using this as a celebration of her catalog. And like I said, she has 17 years of music. I mean, she has so much to pull from. A lot's going to be left out simply because it's such a short show. As far as what she's going to do next, there have been rumors she could announce a tour. I would assume if she's going to tour, there would need to be new music to tour. She has said, just because I'm doing the Super Bowl, it doesn't mean I'm releasing new music. I don't know if she's being coy or if she's really telling the truth about this is not something I'm doing yet. There have been hints of her. She said she's been experimenting with new sounds, or she'd like to experiment with new sounds, new tones, new vibes as a musician, just to play around. Are we ever going to hear any of that? I don't know. I really hope so. And I would think the businesswoman in her would know, if you're going to be on this stage having people celebrate your music, it's an excellent time to drop a new music project. We'll see. I'm very excited either way.
Either way, I'm excited too. That's interesting. She's tamping down some expectations for surrounding a new album, but either way, she does have a lot to pull from.